Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this one, we're taking a look at one of, if not the most controversial premiums in the game, in my opinion. I'd say it's pretty on the edge of cancerous. Not like the JU288C. It's not at that level yet, but it's pretty close to it. So, for 1600 golden eagles, you can get yourself a plane that has a pretty good Silver Lions multiplier and a pretty good research points multiplier. And the plane is a beast. So I started the video on the airfield, and I usually take off from the airfield anyway just because, I don't know, I think it's more fun. But I'm going to try and climb up to like 4,500 or 5,000 meters just so you guys can see how crazy the climb rate is on the XP50. And that's part of the reason why it's so good at what it does. So, I mean, it's not really like the Russian plane, like a yak, where you can turn really good but not the best, and you climb really fast but not always the best. The XP50 is extremely good at turning. It's extremely good at climbing, and any energy that you do bleed off, you can get it back pretty fast because twin engines. And it is classified as an interceptor, which, I mean, if we're being correct, that's pretty true. But I don't usually like to go for bombers because what's the fun in that? As you can see, that there's another XP50, and he used the interceptor spawn point, and he's way ahead of me, and everybody else spawned in way before I did. So I'm just going to kind of play this match like as I see it and try not to die. But if you guys didn't know, this is an experimental aircraft from Grumman, kind of like a STOL aircraft, so short takeoff and landing, that was proposed to the Navy, and the Navy didn't want it, but the Army took it. I don't know if it saw any actual combat use, but in War Thunder, it's really crazy. It can turn fight pretty much everything besides zeros and Key 61s, all the Kawasaki planes and the Mitsubishi planes. It's pretty on par with the Spitfire F Mark 9, which you will run into, and you turn on par with the Spitfire. It's really not fair. And MZIH has told me about, I think he looked in the change log that Gaijin was going to be like taking out the JU288C and giving the XP50 a somewhat substantial increase in battle rating from 4.0 to 5.3, I think it was. But I mean, as you guys can see, that's like 5,000 meters right there, and I feel like I'm 5 minutes into this video. I don't really know. So we're going to move in on this LA7. He's honestly at a pretty big disadvantage because, well, A, I'm above him, and B, he's above 4,000 meters. Oh, and yeah, the XP50 does that, which is pretty insane. You have 250 cals and 220 mils mounted in the nose, so you have pretty Oh my gosh, if I get team killed by this other XP50, I swear. I'm gonna rip my flaps off, I guess. This guy is so salty for no reason. Well, we might have to do another game. Something else that you do have to keep an eye out for with the XP50 is... Okay, he chose this, not me. If I can get on him. I don't even have to worry about that 190. He probably thinks I stole his kill, but I don't even think he was... I don't think he was even beside me. It is quite unfortunate that I lost the flap right there. That was my own doing. Oh, I bet he's salty about that too. Well, okay, we're just gonna fix that right there. I really hate to do that, but sometimes, you know, if somebody is going to try and team kill me, you just gotta do what you gotta do. See, pretty hairy situation right there. Okay. Okay, guys, so if you use the interceptor spawn, you start out at 1500 meters, so you get quite a boost and you're going like 400 kilometers an hour, which is just another reason why this plane is overpowered. And why it's such a good grinder. You start out with an air spawn and you climb really fast, and let's see, yeah, you're 680 kilometers at 6,700 meters. It's kind of hard to get that fast, but it is pretty fast in level flight. Not really in a dive. A lot of times going up against XP50s, if you're down on deck and they're at 6,000 meters, you'll see these guys dive down and from 6,000 dive down to the deck, and they'll just rip a wing off and you're really wondering what those guys are doing. So I'm gonna level out at 4,000 this game and just try and get to the battle as fast as I can and rush in and see how many opponents I can take on. There were 4 in that last one, in that last frenzy, but I went head on with a 190A that had 420 mils and the 7.62s, and he blew my wing off, as I'm sure that you guys saw. And also, if you were taking note, it's 9,000 silver lions per kill. So that's why this plane is so popular, is that it's pretty much a money printer at 4.0. It can beat out pretty much everything on the battlefield, as long as, you know, some targets you do have to be pretty careful with, but it just depends. Like with Yaks, you have to be a little more careful with them, and Spitfires and Zeros, you're going to have the most success taking care of them if you're doing a zoom attack and diving down on them that way. Okay. And like that last XP50 that we saw there, you're probably going to get team killed a lot, and that's just the harsh reality of flying this plane. is that even your own teammates don't like you because they assume that you're just a total noob and don't know how to fly it. So they'll just team kill you as soon as they see you. So that's always fun. I think that that trend needs to stop in War Thunder, even though I was just okay, technically that was taking revenge for, you know, the original team killing that he did. I hope those aren't all fighters, but they probably are. Yeah, that's okay. We're just gonna turn in towards this 190 and get some altitude. And 190s are really gonna have a problem with you, along with 109 G2s, since they're a little heavier and don't really have the power to back themselves up like the G6 or even the K would. F4s are pretty interesting to go up against, just to keep that short and sweet. Oh, I thought the B-25 got the... But yeah, guys, like I said, I'm not really too worried about the 190s. But here, let's see if we can pop some flaps out. Okay, I am now slightly worried about the 190s. Spitfire's coming in to save me right here. This is my please don't kill me tactic. I really don't want to die because I'm filming a video. Just, I'm gonna let them all get third-partied, I guess. Throttle back, so yeah, this is what tends to happen, especially if you don't stay high. People love to hunt the XP50s, including MZIH. But that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. So as always, if you enjoyed watching, leave a like down below, and if you have any War Thunder tips or planes that you want to see me fly, leave them in a comment. And subscribe to the channel to see more of my War Thunder videos. Otherwise, we'll catch you in the next one.